Welcome one and all, my name is Missing the Moon and you're watching the 10th devlog for the Coliseum. This is an update. It's really just a small update. I kinda worked too much, so we're taking a break now. This week is gonna be a break week, so I'm not gonna do any update. Just gonna edit some gameplay, I think, for fun, because that's actually pretty fun to me, honestly. Also, this week's content update is pretty small because, again, I felt pretty worked out. So, the break is for two reasons. So it's not just because I'm tired, it's also something that I needed to do for a while now and I didn't find the time to do it. It's when you're too much working on something and you're playing it, you have people play it, you work on it constantly, you work thinking about it constantly. There's this problem that you will not be able to really say what you need to work on next, what is important, what really is actually important. Because you're so close to the game that you don't see it anymore for the grand thing. And you're just too much stuck on details. So we're taking a break. We're gonna step away from it so we can come back harder next week and, you know, just kill it when we work on it again. So without further ado, let's talk about what we did last week. We worked on a shop, so it's now actually in the level. It's not just an empty bubble anymore. There's a little shopkeeper sprite. All is just fill in, as always. I'm gonna say that more often because I think people think this is a real art. This is all fill in, my friends. And you have the items there and they don't really say what they do yet. They show the price, they show which one you select and which ones you bought, and you know, but they don't give any feedback other than that, and they don't say what they do, so that's pretty bad. But for now, you have a shop in the level and you can buy items now in the middle of the run, so you don't have to wait until the end, so you can heal up earlier already with what you buy there, and that's pretty cool. So next thing that we worked on is the electric trap. It's now invisible most of the time, so you can see it spark a little bit every now and then, and you kind of know where it is, but you don't really know where it is. To compensate for it being way harder now because of that, I made it that the shock area, that the damage area is smaller, but the damage is still pretty high, and now that it's invisible, it's a lot harder to actually not get hit by it, so I might nerf it in the future if people have problems with it. The healing circle heals you per second for a specific amount. It's not that much, and then it heals you a lot for killing enemies. That's what we did last week. Now this week I focused more on it because I had some feedback from people that said I want to be healed more for big enemies or for people with more health. And it makes sense because you take longer to take them down, so the more HP an enemy now has, the more they heal you for killing them inside the heal circle. So now the best option is not just to have a lot of enemies in there, but also strong enemies that have a lot of health, because they give you more health back than other enemies. Now the paths between the rooms were pretty boring in the last update. There was nothing in it, and as I said, we're gonna put some obstacles in there and some traps and all that. And this week we created the system for it so that we can actually do that, that we can create an object, which is the obstacle parkour thing, and we handcraft that thing, and then we can just let any of the ones that we created be placed in there randomly. So currently it's a lot of handcrafted ones. So next week I want to focus on making it that it's semi-generated, semi-randomized, semi-handcrafted, so that it's a middle part of it, because we can't just randomize it completely. For the host, for instance, I don't know how I would make it that you can 100% cross it always, and make it also fun to cross it while there's other obstacles in there. If it's just holes, I could write an algorithm for it. But then if there's like an enemy that would shoot at you, that you can't kill though, that would be at a specific angle, that could be that it's just not doable. And so we have to handcraft parts of it, but we don't want to handcraft everything. We still want it to be randomized. We always want the content to feel fresh whenever you play the game. And for a lot of smaller things that we did, we fixed that the wolf are just AFK at the end of the room, and you're like, why is the room not done? Now they always attack you like they should be. Sprite layers are adjusted in a way that it's now for me easier to make them in the future when I have like a new sprite and I'm like, oh, this should be between A and B, because I've wrote all of them down now, and that will be really helpful. The boss room now is always above because I feel like it's a lot more epic if the boss is above you. Don't ask me why, that's just my personal opinion. If you have a different opinion, please let me know in the comments. I really want to know, is it just me that thinks it's more epic when it's above you? Anyways, it's really important that I tell people that, hey, do you have a controller? This game is played the best if you have a controller, but I am not always there to tell people that, so now the game tells you, and it has a little disclaimer at the start, controller recommended, so people know actually this is made for controller in mind. Yes, you can play it with keyboard. Yes, it is viable, but it just feels way better with controller because that's what it's made for. Teleporting had a little offset, and I did not know that that is a thing. I realized because some people would teleport into traps, the electric traps, because they would teleport back to a level that they had been at, and boom, they just were right in a trap. Also, the traps spawned in the center, so even if there wasn't the offset, you would spawn in them. So electric traps now are not spawned in the center, and you don't have an offset anymore, which was really weird. Also, I'll make it that your input is just ignored while the minimap is open. Unless there's enemy alive, then you can still do everything while looking at the beautiful minimap. So, this is it. Devlog number 10. We did 10 of these. I can't believe it. Thank you everyone for the support, for being there, for giving me feedback, for letting me know what you think about the game, for playing the game, for watching these devlogs. Really means a lot. As I said, this week will be a break. I will just take off and chill. I will play games on stream, so if you want to see me shit talk other games that are better than mine, join the stream. I love doing that. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.